I'm Jeffrey. I'm here to show you how to inspect your power steering system or hydraulic systems at that. As you can see right here, this power steering pump's a little nasty. It's had leaks before, I'm sure. It's leaking out that seal. And an easy way to check that, first you're going to want to start your engine, get the hydraulic oil up to temperature. Now you have a reservoir either up here somewhere or in the tank as part of the tank or behind or by the tank, the fuel tank. And what you're gonna want to do, get it up to temperature that's normally 150 to 180, and then you're gonna want to get somebody in the car, turn the wheel while you inspect the power steering pump and see where it's leaking, but clean it off first so you can actually see where it's leaking. And there's a tool to do these things. You have a flow meter that can create resistance within the system. You're gonna want to follow your lines from your gearbox all the way to your pump. Make sure your lines aren't bent or have unnecessary restriction. Make sure they're good and they're not leaking. Unfortunately, these look like they are leaking a bit. And you're going to want to see your pump, pull up specs on your pump when you do a flow test for PSI and flow rate. But I'll do that in another video. And then for cylinders, you're going to want to move to the back of the vehicle. Now this one does have cylinders. It's a car loader or a car haul or whatever. This is a cylinder. It has seals in it and it's lines. You're going to want to inspect the seals, the lines. You're going to want to trace them all the way back to the PTO and everything. And then you're going to want to check your seals on the cylinders. Make sure those are working and active. Then you're going to want to check the control module over here. This is the control module. You're gonna want to inspect your lines and everything. After you get it up to temp, it'll have pressure ratings and PSI. It'd be at like normal operation PSI. Probably if it's at constant flow and has no restriction, you won't actually see a PSI. But when it has restriction, it'll build up like 500 or 50, or I don't know what it's rated for right now, but like that. And then you're just going to want to ensure it has no leaks, check your fluid for contamination, and make sure it's the proper fluids in it. Hydraulic systems will take anything between gear oil or automatic transmission fluid. It depends. And you're going to want to inspect your tank. I don't know where the tank is for the power steering fluid or hydraulic oil on this. Yeah, it's not in the tank, so which means it's probably behind it or somewhere up front. And you're going to want to inspect that and make sure it has fluid. Check your breather caps, and if there's any strainers within the system, you're going to want to also check those, because that will create unnecessary restriction and that will cause pressure buildup in your system, which can cause leaks as well. And after you've done all that, make sure it's serviceable. If it needs to, change the hydraulic oil, but usually that's expensive. And if you clean out around the breather and avoid getting any debris inside your system, that will usually work out, so you don't have to constantly keep changing your hydraulic oil. And keep up with that. That's pretty much what you do to inspect and test your hydraulic system. And I'm Jeffrey.